All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're all having a great weekend. Right now, currently, my time, it's 1:12 p.m. We're doing the Sunday Stock Talk a little bit early today. I kind of want to get it done and out of the way and enjoy the rest of the day. Right now, as you can see, I'm using TC2000 only because right now Street Smart Edge is down. I don't know what they're doing, if they're doing maintenance on it, but it just keeps popping up and then disappearing. I'll keep it up for right now so we can go over all the stocks that are on my watch list. Maybe, hopefully, they get the connection back up and going on Street Smart Edge, because I much prefer these charts. But I hope you guys had a great week, like I said, and I hope you guys had a green week last week. We had some really, really good opportunities, especially on Friday. Friday, we had a special stock ANVS running from, it was like $30 and squeezing all the way up to almost $100. Now, I put out a video Friday midday, and we were talking about ANVS when it was at like $60, $50. And I was telling you guys in that video, I could see ANVS very well running up to 100. You see that a lot of times when you got to think of the psychological side of it. Everybody wants to get on the same page. So everybody's going to think together. If a stock's like a stock running over $10, a lot of times we see that same stock the same day. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but when that stock crosses over $10, the same day it runs up and it tests $20. So it's just like a stock like ANVS. When a stock runs up to $50, and if it breaks over that $50, the next really big psychological level is going to be $100. Now, why is this? It all stems to stocks like a $9 stock. It's a $1 stock. When it hits that $10, it's going from an official $1 club to the 2-digit club. Just like a stock at $99 hitting $100. It's going from that 2-digit club to the 3-digit club. So you got to think in terms of that. ANVS, it almost hit 100. I was $3 off. It topped out at $98. So $2 from $100. The opportunity on this stock all morning, all the way up until noon. So stock market opens at 9:30 for 2.5 hours. This stock made a $60 run to the upside. That's insane. So then after it tops out at 98, we got that consolidation going into lunch hours right here for a couple hours. You see it made a wedge right here at the top. Now, if you were thinking to yourself of buying a stock like this, you have to take a step back and realize, like, yo, this stock just ran up $60 to the upside. The chances of it continuing to go in are pretty slim. And even after it crumbled, volume was pretty light on it the rest of the day. It just cracked, and this thing had a sick fade all the way down to $55 to close out Friday. So coming into Monday, I hope that we don't wake up to a gap up to $75, $80, $85. I don't want to see it gapping up that high. I want to see it pretty much open around 60, $50. That's where I'd want to see it. I want to see it Monday, get a little pullback, or maybe even right out of the open, just start running like it did. So I think we could have a nice bounce opportunity on ANVS on Monday. You know, a lot of eyes are going to be watching it. And what this could also mean as well, we've noticed that volume has been pretty light across the board the past 2-3 weeks because everybody was all getting interested in Bitcoin. And now that Bitcoin is selling off and people are panicking on Bitcoin, and we just got this big runner right here, this could bring back volume into equities in the stock market. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin, this thing's been selling off pretty hard. And we've called this a few weeks ago as well. Remember when it was up here near 70K, way up here, and it fell down below 50,000. And it was just lingering and hanging out just below 50K. We said that's not strength, that's showing weakness. And watch for this to fall down and sell off. And sure enough, it did. And now we talked about this on Friday, the importance of being in these groups on YouTube, or not YouTube, like Facebook, Twitter, and even Discord, being a part of a few communities on there and being very observant in what people are saying and talking about. All I keep hearing is people on Bitcoin freaking out because they're holding and hoping. And my personal opinion, and I've called it a few days ago, I could see Bitcoin going all the way down to 15,000. So that's my target for Bitcoin. When it gets to 15,000, and it's not a matter of, yeah, right, it's going to happen. Bitcoin's going to 15K. This thing likes to sell off super hard. So when it goes down to 15K, I've never dabbled in Bitcoin. I'm going to load the boat when this thing hits 15K. Because I can very well see Bitcoin, when it comes back into its bull market, I can easily see it running up to 100K or even over 100K. So I missed it the first time. I missed it the second time. I'm not about to miss it the third time. So Bitcoin has proven itself that it can come back from its lows and go on epic runs. Look what it did here. When it ran up to almost 20K, it went into a bear market for 3 years, just about. It went from 19, 20K all the way down to 5,000, 4,000. And then it went to that bear market. And it couldn't get up over 10,000, 11,000. So I'm expecting it to pull back down into these areas down here. Bounce off of 10, 15K. And then hold it for maybe a year, 2 years. And then it'll get a nice ramp right back up. That's my own speculation. That's my own technical analysis. That's my game plan for Bitcoin. There's no way I'm going to buy here at 33K. That's just crazy. There's a lot of speculation with Bitcoin, and it's not even really regulated yet in the United States. And if you listen to the feds put out a thing that this summer their main focus is going to be coming out with an online currency. So the feds, they're on board with this, but they're not necessarily on board with Bitcoin. And if you guys been following me for a while, I've always said I like the idea of Bitcoin, but I don't think that this is it. I think they're going to come out with a better and a more improved coin, and everybody's going to gravitate to that because there's a lot of flaws in this, and there's just a lot of shady ones out there anyway. I mean, who's going to take Dogecoin seriously? For real. And Dogecoin's crashing as well. We've called this one as well. We said when Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live, that was the grand finale for the pump. I mean, what better way can you go out? And this thing double topped up at 68.70 cents. It didn't hit $1, but it came very, very close. I mean, why not lock in profits when it's up here? What's another 20 pennies? It just ran from 4 pennies up to 68 pennies. So this thing's crashing pretty hard. It's over with. A lot of people are going to get hurt on this. It's in a steep, steep downtrend. Look at that. Everybody's dumping it, panicking, and it's just like what we try to preach here, the euphoria chart. So the euphoria chart here, it's just human nature. It never changes. So you get that big, big run up, just like Dogecoin. Makes that high, attempts to retest the high, and then down it goes. Human nature never changes. It happens over and over and over again. That's all you hear about on them Facebook groups is Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Dogecoin. Let's go to Facebook real quick, and I just want to show you guys. I'm part of Dave Pertani's group on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook. Let's take a look here. So if I scroll down right here, there's a total of 79,000 members in this community. And look at every post. You all still holding Dodge? I told you it was going to hit 10 pennies. And that's no too far from now. It will hit 01 for sure. Ethereum. So everybody's on the crypto and Bitcoin craze right now. And now that it's crashing, they're all freaking out. Not sure what's going to happen in the next year, but prices coming down like this is what would be required for a new top crypto to surpass Bitcoin. If this happened and Bitcoin were to fall to under 15K, with my limited knowledge, I would predict these cryptos at most likely to grow beyond it when the market makes its comeback. We should have known the bottom was going to fall out of SafeMoon when Dave put in 40K. So all these guys are talking about Dogecoin, Bitcoin. And all these people are now underwater. Ethereum. See, I have $142 now that crypto has died. What should I invest in? So now that Bitcoin's dying off, like I said, watch for all this volume to come back into the stock market. Look at, I'm never going to financially recover from this. All Bitcoin. They're all crying. So it's a reoccurring theme. And they see a stock like this running in one day from $30 to $95. They're going to get Google eyes and be like, wow, Look at it, what I just missed out on. I had to hold Dogecoin for 5-6 months for it to run up 70 pennies. This stock ran up $65 in one day. You get where I'm going with this, guys? So with this move here on ANVS, watch for FOMO to come into the markets on Monday. So the FOMO meter is going to be at all-time highs on Monday. What's that mean for us? We're all not going to get FOMO with everybody else. We're going to be smart about this, right? So come Monday, we're probably going to see a few stocks gapping up really, really big. Don't give in to the FOMO like everybody else. Don't be that fool that's buying a stock that's gapping up 200, 300% pre-market. Let these markets open up. Let those charts paint a clear picture, and we can reevaluate and see what has the best risk versus reward setup. If you guys are not a part of the community here at Trading Learning 101, I put a link in the chat right there. You should be with us in chat. We're here every single day working together as a team. And if you're an Ultimate Pass member, every single day for 30 minutes before the market opens, we jump into the pre-market prep. We go over stocks that are gapping up, stocks that I have on my watch list. We put together a plan. We motivate each other. We get pumped and ready for the market open. And then we jump into the weekly chat. So Monday, we'll all be up in here. And we'll be calling out what's popping off. What are we seeing? What's setting up? And I'm telling you guys, 1 minute before that bell opens and the market opens, hey guys, chill out. Let this market open up. Don't be chasing after stocks that are running right out of the open. Because as fast as they can rip up, they can fall down even harder. So how many times have you guys, and myself included, right when that market bell rings, you're buying and the stock just sinks down $1, $1.50, $2, and it just kills your portfolio. Don't be like that. Wait for those easy opportunities to come to you. It's like that saying that I've read in a trading book. Trading should be effortless, like walking over to the other side of the room and picking money up off the floor. People like to overcomplicate things. Alright, Street Smart Edge is still not working. I'm actually going to try to shut this down and restart it. I want my Street Smart Edge charts. And then Saturday as well, they did Traders for a Cause. I was able to tune in and watch a little bit of it. I got to see a few people talk. They were streaming it for free on YouTube at 9 a.m. I'm not sure how long it went for, but I seen it going up until like 1 p.m. They were still going. So hopefully you guys were able to tune in on that. Catch a few traders, talk about the markets, get their perspective and their beliefs on how they view the markets. All right, looks like we got our charts back here. So the top chart here is going to be our 10-minute. Bottom chart's going to be our 1 minute. And then the chart here on the right is going to be our daily chart. And I'm not sure what's going on right here. Volume at price, that's what it is. I don't need VWAP, I don't need volume at price. I'll keep these moving averages on there. So we will be keeping an eye on ANVS for any type of bounce on Monday. So ANVS. Last week we had Ride with the few opportunities on it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight days this stock was in play. Running from 7. A multi-day runner running all the way up to $11.50. It's a $4.50 moves to the upside. So here, nice morning run from 7 up to $9. Consolidated the rest of the day. Next day, same thing. Nice morning ramp all morning. And then consolidated the rest of the day. Third day in a row. Look at that. Nice morning ramp. Consolidates the rest of the day. This day pulls back. It's a rest day, as I like to say. It just ran for 3 straight days. So let it have a rest. Like you want to look at these stocks as if they're people. If you go on a run or a marathon, you're going to get tired and want to take a break, right? So if a stock just ran 3 days straight, you want to see pullback and consolidations like this. It's healthy. And then Friday, what happened? Same theme that occurred the last 3 days prior, 4 days prior. Morning ramp consolidates the rest of the day. So you see the reoccurring theme that happened on Ride 4 out of 5 days last week. Paying attention to the details, guys. Get used to a stock's personality. That's what we try to teach here. So a lot of good opportunities on Ride. Every single morning, just paying attention to what's been happening over and over and over again. So Ride, we'll keep it on watch going into Monday. The stock has been trending down for the longest time since its IPO. The stock opened, well, it trended down from February all the way to March. So for 3 months, it trended down. Now it's starting to perk up, pull back. I can definitely see Ride pushing up over 1150. This thing could run up to 15, 17, who knows? We'll keep it on watch. So I like RIDE going into next week. U1 even was a good opportunity as well. Thursday, U1, well, Wednesday, it started to perk up right here and get pretty hot. Grinding up from 5 up to 6. And then Thursday, it just took off. I mean, this thing ran from 6 all the way up to $10. A nice $4 run all day. Gets that run up after hours. And this set up a really good opportunity in the morning. You guys should have been taken advantage of this right here. All you had to do was slap a trend line on this. You could see it's trending down like that. Zoom in more on this. You could see there's volatility in it with this huge rip right here. And the stock just kept rounding out right here. Rounding out, rounding out. And if you're paying attention to the tape, which you should be, the tape will tell you the supply and demand imbalance. You got a nice squeeze on U1. That's what happened right here. From 870s all the way up to 1070s. In 2-3 minutes, this thing ripped up $2. And then look what they did. After the squeeze was over with, they trapped people right there. And they faded it all the way back down. What's the saying? Don't hate the game. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. That's the saying. All the way up to where it pretty much failed right here. When it was pulling back and consolidating after hours. And it fell apart. Ripped right up to where it fell from. Really makes sense when you put it all together like that. And it all stems from how you look at these charts and break them down, guys. That's why I try to preach to you guys. Pay attention to what the charts are telling you. Everybody's going to look at charts differently. You're going to see people on YouTube talk about this is the correct way to do technical analysis. This is the right way to do this. It's all BS. Do whatever works for you. That's all that counts, because you're the one making money, right? So if you can find a way and you see a pattern that's happening over and over, and you see a way that you can take advantage of that pattern, do it. It's all about your perspective, nobody else's. So U1 going into next week, we can keep it on watch. U1 in the past, if you've been around, you know that U1 is a past runner. U1 went parabolic back in the day. Look at the daily. Way back here. Running from 4 all the way up to $50. Way back here in 2020. I feel like U1's been in play longer. Like, they had to have done a reverse split or something. I think I might have charts of U1 from the past. Yeah, I do. So this was back in June of 2020. Hold on. So this was U1 back in the day. This was day 2. It ran from $2 up to $8. This was day 3. it ran from $6 up to $25 and then ran all the way up to $40. This was day 4, the rest day. And then day 5, running from $10 to $34. So this is why you guys take pictures of these charts, save them, study them, because they'll pop up again. So 6 days in a row you won back in the day was a runner. So for 6 days straight, you could have played this stock and all the opportunities on it. So you won. Keep it on watch going into next week. If this stock rips back up over 10, this thing could really start running. So you won. Let's add it. What else did we have run? We had YALA run. This was a bit of a choppy one. You could see it's in a clear downtrend just by connecting the lower highs. This caught and trapped a lot of people. So they gap it up and then a nasty little open here. Look at that slam down at the open. They open it right here at 1750. They rip it all the way down to 17 and then rip it all the way up to $19. Rip it back down, grind it up. This is a lot of choppy action here. And look at that sick fade on Friday. JZXN. This was a nice pump and dump. So this had a good run from 9, running all the way up to 1450. I mean, look at the opportunity here, guys. This is where opportunity is at. Screw Bitcoin. What are you doing? Waiting and holding on for them Bitcoin stocks to make pennies? When you have stocks here running up $5, $6, $7 a share in a day and even in a couple hours. Why wouldn't you want to learn this game? Understand these charts, learn these patterns, and capitalize on them every single day. So a lot of opportunity here on JZXN in the morning from 9:30 to 11, I'd say. Nice run, and then they give it all back right there. That's just a pump and dump. That's all that this was. It's a new IPO as well. This opened up way over here at $48. So this was a good dead cat bounce. Let's see how much it bounced. From the highway over here down to the bottom. That's a deep, deep bounce. Imagine everybody who tried catching the knife right here and it failed. And then when it looked like it was going to bottom out again, they tried catching the falling knife right here, and it failed. On the third time, right here. We've said this before a long time ago if you've watched my videos. In the stock market, the magic number is 3. You're going to see a lot of patterns and things happen in patterns of 3. So on the third, right here. So 1, 2, 3. On the third bounce, it finally did it. Knowing little things like that, guys. Little things like that, the pattern of 3. A lot of people don't know about that. JZXN, it may run up again. I don't know. It's a piece of crap stock. I think a lot of people got trapped on it. I would put an alert. Let's put an alert. If it goes back up to, I'm going to say, $11, then maybe I'll be interested. But I'll create an alert and I'll move on. We also had OTLY. This is a new IPO as well. It's been open for 2 days. And this has a big celebrity name attached to it as well. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is a juggernaut. She has a huge cult following. We looked on Twitter. Oprah has 47 million followers. So whenever you have a celebrity name team up with a company, I remember back in the day, this was way before I even was trading. Oprah teamed up with, what was it? I think it was Weight Watchers, and the stock went parabolic supernova. So OTLY, I'm going to say still keep it on watch. You see here, let me delete this stuff. On the 10-minute, the stock set up a wedge right there. It fell down from the wedge, and then it came right back up, and now it's holding up above where that wedge was. That's looking bullish. This $22 level you want to see hold. There's a lot of money there. You see that with the volume at price. So OTLY, see if 22 holds. And from there up, there's no resistance. We have 23.25 is resistance. We all know everybody loves stocks that are hitting new highs or close to all-time highs. It's a new IPO. It's got volume. The first day it had 43 million in volume. The second day it had 17 million in volume. So now that we're all going into the weekend, everybody's going to look into this. They're going to look into the news. They're creating their weekly watch list. They see it's holding up above 22 and it's near its highs. So OTLY. Let me write this down. And if you guys are new to the channel here and you're just tuning in, hit that subscribe button. Join the Trading Learning 101 community where we all grow as traders. And every Sunday, we're out here put together and developing our weekly watch list. We want a watch list that we can fall back on the upcoming week for opportunities. All right, so OTLY, that's a good one. A big disappointment was BTX. This stock had so much potential for a really good bounce. It just never happened. This stock is just straight fading all the way back down. We were looking for that big bounce right here because it failed. It popped up here and we were looking for this 19 to hold, but it just didn't. And it came all the way down, but then the stock came all the way back up and then held 19 and started to perk up and take off. But as we were watching the tape on this, it honestly felt like shorts were just slamming it down. Like they were shorting into every single pop, every single one. Super heavy on the tape, super heavy. And it just failed. So BTX, your best bet. Put an alert on it, move on. We've been watching this thing for a bounce for weeks, it seems like. So I'm going to put my alert on BTX. $18. If it ever gets back up to that level, then maybe I'll bring it up, see what happens and how it plays out. Just a sick fade. Whoever went short this and has been holding it comfortably, they've been getting paid. SPCE was in play recently. So here, we got a big gap up one morning. Gapped up way too much. Morning fail. Faded off the rest of the day. And then at the end of the day, started to pick up. Next day, that momentum carried over. And this thing lifted all the way up to almost 22 from $20. Look at that. So this is why you don't chase after stocks in the morning, guys. If you would have chased after this, it went from 20.40 up to almost $21. And then from 20.90, this slammed all the way down to $20. And then it went down even lower to 19.50. And then from there, came all the way back. All the way back. That right there should have been your signal that buying is strong on this. And how quickly it stabbed down like that. Came back and held 2020. From there all the way up to almost $22. SPCE, it's hard to day trade a stock like this. This is more of like a swing trading stock, where either you swing it for a few days or you swing it for a few hours. A very, very overcrowded stock. So I think the float's pretty big on SPCE. Doesn't tell me what the float is. But we can keep SPCE on watch going into next week. We know there's a lot of eyes watching SPCE. What was that one that popped up like in the middle of the week? It was like NN something. Yeah, NVVE. So NVVE popped up on Monday. All the way over here. So Monday, this really didn't really take off till noon. Right off of $10. Nice psychological level. Up $3 a share within a half an hour. So this is where it pays to be patient. You wait for these stocks to come to you. Volume didn't even really come into this till 12:10 right there. Right there. So keeping this stock on your radar, see that $10 is right there. It's a huge psychological level, $10. Stock creeped up, got up over that 10, and then was just hanging around here all near $10. And then just starts slowly lifting up. And we all know everybody has their stock scanners and screeners set up to pick up high of day stocks that are hitting new highs on the day. So every single time this stock hits a new high, it's going to go off on people's scanners and screeners. So stock starts lifting here, hitting everybody's scanners. And every single time it makes a new high, all this volume comes into it right here. And if you can see it before everybody else, that's the smart money, guys. Making the money on these types of plays. If you're buying way up here and looking for it to keep pushing up higher, it's way too late. Way too late. You got to take a step back and realize, like, yo, this stock just ran all morning from $8.75 all the way up to $13 nonstop. Sure, there was a good opportunity here to buy the pullback and then the retest of high of day. And they even retested it right there. And we preach here at Trading Learning 101. What do we like to say, guys? High of day breakouts fail majority of the time. And then look at how this played out the rest of the week. Just slowly decaying. Less and less people start to pay attention to it. Look at the volume. On this day, there was a little bit of volume here, but then every day, more and more volume just started to leave it. And it just slowly trickles off as new stocks pop up. That's what the volume did here on Friday. We also had TAIT on watch. This is a low float stock at 3 million. We put this on alert and watch Wednesday when it was sitting here at 5. This stock had a nice run up to $6 and it's still hanging around. So you never know what could happen with this. It's at multi-year highs. I think it's most definitely worth keeping on the back burner. So I'm going to keep TAIT on my back burner list and see what ever comes of it. You never know. We also had WAFU and EEIQ have nice little pushes last week. And we all know, if you've been around, when WAFU runs, WAFU, EEIQ runs with it. There's that run on EEIQ. And this is where it pays to be here every day, guys. You're seeing all of this stuff. You're getting familiar with the market conditions. You're seeing these stocks run. You're going to remember them. That's where you get your edge versus somebody that doesn't have that opportunity to be here in the markets and watch these stocks throughout the day. So if you have a night job, take advantage of those market hours. That should be your study time and your grind time. If you're working during the day, you might want to try to get into either swing trading or seeing if there's a night shift available and making that sacrifice, switching over so you can be in the markets during market hours. All right, we had the SPY take a dip as well last week. Give me a second, guys. Let me get something to drink. And if you guys have any stocks that you want me to cover and talk about, feel free to comment it and I'll pull it up. So the SPY last week, a lot of choppiness, back and forth, and a little bit of a correction as well. Anytime the market starts to pull back, people freak out. I mean, even look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin pulling back from its highs, people start to panic. It's fear. It's perfectly normal. As traders and investors here, we want this type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that creates opportunities. You either get prices at a discount, it increases volatility, and it just sets up good plays in the future. So whenever we run into ruts where every day you're just noticing everything's red, just keep in the back of your mind, be like, okay, everything's red. I'm probably going to sit on my hands, but this red and all of these red days in the market, it's going to pay off in the future. So with the SPY pulling back the way that it did, it's in a current range right now. So the highs are pretty much right there. That's where the all-time highs are. We get a correction down all the way down to here. Stock comes up, back down, back up, We'll probably go back down. So it's choppiness, a lot of up and down, up and down. Paying attention. I like to look at the SPY, and you guys have heard me call the SPY mother. Always be observant of what mother is doing. Mother is always right. You never try to fight mother. You never talk back to mother. You don't even try to predict what mother is going to do. You just take it day by day and listen to what she is telling you. Quit trying to predict what could happen. Just take it as it is right now and work with it. So the SPY from here, it could go in either direction. It could go up or it could go down. I don't know what's going to happen, guys, but I just read an article the other day. Sleepy Joe Biden, is giving $500 to every family that has kids that makes less than $150,000 a year. And sure, that's good. Children shouldn't live in poverty, but you got to start thinking, it's like, oh, where are you getting this money, dude? For real. They're getting food stamps. Now you're giving them money for having kids. It just, this generation we're going into, guys, it's I don't understand it. I don't. It's like everybody's entitled to something. You're not entitled to anything. What happened to the days of you want something, you go out there and get it. You fail, you try again. What's Dan Penna like to say? A bunch of snowflakes. That's all that's man. So we don't know how this market's gonna react to what Sleepy Joe is doing with all this stuff. It's weird times right now for sure. The pandemic's coming to an end. I just went to the superstore last night and they used to have signs on the doors that said no restriction, mask required. Now I just went there yesterday and I'm seeing signs, no mask is required unless you have the COVID-19 vaccine. So everything's starting to get back to normal now. Everybody's getting the vaccine. People are going back to work. Everything's opening back up. So it's just something I thought of. Always try to be observant and monitor your thoughts. Be observant of the environment we're in, guys. That's how you keep up with the market. Because believe it or not, every little thing that happens around the world reflects in the market. Everything. All I see, and I hate politics. I really do. I never gotten into politics because it's all it is drama. But it's like every president that we have, the media always bashes or they always make fun of. It doesn't matter what president it is. But I just seen this video the other day. Joe Biden was at the Detroit plant testing out one of the electric trucks. And he was turning the wheel in the truck, but the truck wasn't turning, it was driving straight. Have you guys seen that video? It's just really weird, the stuff that people pick up on and they post it. right here. I don't know if they show him pulling up in the truck or whatnot. Yeah, watch. He turns the wheel. He turns it, and he's driving off straight in the wheel. I don't know what's going on here, but the way they edited the video, though, it made it look like he was turning the wheel and he was taking off in the truck. Now that I'm seeing this, it looks a bit different. But he's real big on a green environment. So watch for Joe Biden to work with a lot of solar power and green energy. He's really, really big on that type of stuff. And that's why all these kids love Joe Biden. Because he's with them. He's focusing on the new generation that's coming in. Jack Daniel, yeah, you seen that meme? I think I've seen it on TikTok or something. So we had the bit of correction in the SPY. And if we look at the VIX, money sign VIX, we even recently got a perk up in the volatility index here on the 19th. And after it perked up like that, look at the VIX and the volatility just get driven down. And then the UVXY. See, we had a nice little jump up there. And the UVXY from 4 up to 550s. So $1.50. But keep in mind, the UVXY, they're doing a reverse split. It's happening on May 26th. So Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. They're doing a split in the UVXY, a 1 for 10 split. So for every one stock or one share of UVXY, they're doing 10. So if it closes at 450, just 450 times 10. And then it'll happen all over again. The new price of UVXY will probably be like 50, 75 bucks. And then it'll just slowly decay all the way back down to $4, $3, $2. And then they'll do it again. They'll do another reverse split. They do it. It's like happens like every 2-3 years. So this is a natural decaying ETF. Because when the markets keep pushing up higher and higher and higher and higher, these inverse ETFs decay. And then also keep in mind, guys, so this week coming up, this is the last full week of May. We're at the end of the month. Let me put that in my notes. Weekly watch list. And we also have Memorial Weekend coming up, guys. I think the stock market... No, the market will be open on Friday. The market will be open on Friday. But, Monday, it will be closed in observance of Memorial Weekend, which is the 31st. So the first next 2 weeks from now, Tuesday. I don't think there's a half day on Friday. Let's see. Stock market holidays. Not interested. So, Memorial Day 2021, May 31st, when the markets will be closed. So, as of now, unless I hear anything else, it should be normal hours on Friday. And then we'll go into a 3-day weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So, Memorial Day weekend. 3 days off. Memorial Day weekend, 3 days off. Next weekend, markets will be closed 31st, Monday. Choppy market, no follow through in stocks. Yeah, when you're in a choppy market, you want to just play range back and forth. But all these new traders that show up, they just keep trying to buy high of day breakout, buy high of day breakout. I mean, look at it how many times they stuffed if new traders were trying to buy this. And if they were hard headed trying to buy MOSY at high of day, they would have got stuffed every single time. And you could see the reoccurring theme on MOSY. 3 out of 5 days last week. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So 3 out of the 6 previous days, this stock did the same exact pattern. So MOSY down here at 450s, this thing would need to make a big comeback up over 6 to get my interest. I don't think it'll do anything. PRPO was a good one last week. Had a good run from 425 up to 525. LAZR had a end of the day run here. Shorts got squeezed from 20 bucks running all the way up to 23.50 right into the close. And then Friday, look what happened. It gapped down, it sold off and consolidated. We can keep LAZR on watch. It needs to break up through 23 for volume to come back up into it. But you could play the range on this up to 2250, maybe 22. It's worth it's worth keeping on your list for sure. ULBI, that was a nasty name. Riot getting driven down with Bitcoin. There's still a lot of people holding on OCGN. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. This had a big move. From 840 running all the way up to 950. That's a nice little move right there. So what I would what I would do, and this is how you get better, guys. So OCGN, I'd put float 181 million. And I take a snip of that setup right there. Large, float, small cap, morning setup. So I'd save it, study this chart, and be observant of, okay, the float's large on it, so it's going to be like a freight train. It's going to take a lot of volume to get the stock going, but once it starts going in a direction, it's going to continue going in that direction. Chances are it's going to continue going in that direction. And from here, the stock set up, pushed up, consolidated, and then continued to push. And on this epic push right here, look at all the volume flood into this bad boy. Everybody's chasing after it. That's greed at its finest. OCGN, I'm not really interested in it though. MBIS has given us opportunities in the past, a lot of opportunities. This stock, it likes to surge when it's got the momentum. Look at this day here. In the morning, it went from $12.50 all the way up to 14 bucks. It's a very choppy type of stock, though. I don't like choppy stocks. Nice uptrend here. It's almost like it was making a ascending wedge. Rips up through it, micro pullback, blast off, comes back down, holds the area from here, 1550, 30-cent range, back and forth. Then it breaks down. I'll cover your HMBL real quick. We just went over Mossy. That thing's done for. This is a penny stock. Someone's alarm's going off out there. I really wouldn't pay too much attention to this HMBL. It's just a garbage stock. Nothing on this daily chart looks tempting on it. The prices just keep getting driven down lower and lower. I don't see anything coming of it. I would look for it to hold up above 80 cent. You'd want it to try to squeeze up over 90 cent. And then you gotta break through that psychological $1. And then it's gonna run up to $1.10, $1.20. I mean, there's just so many resistance levels. Every 10 cent, it's gonna run into resistance. Every 10 cent. So that's gonna be a lot to get through. Highs up here at $1.50. The most I see it running is up to maybe $1.15. That's it. But I think it's just gonna slowly decay. It can't even hold its gains. On a run up like that, you want to see a stock pull back and hold its gains. This stock gave up 90% of its run up. That's not really showing strength. That's just like this JZXN. See how the stock ran up and then it gave back 100% of its gains? You don't want to see stuff like that. That's garbage. So that's my opinion on that. Mara. We could keep a watch on Mara with Bitcoin. So I'm going to put Mara with Bitcoin. Same as Riot too. So Mara and Riot with Bitcoin. AMC. This is a fan favorite. So AMC with GameStop. That's what you're going to want to track with these. We could keep AMC on watch with GameStop. Just throw it on the back burner. These stocks, they love to pop up. AMC, I'd look for 12 to hold as support. Play the range. 12 to 13. That's the range on it currently. Let me blow through this list real quick. We covered MVIS, MOXC. This thing was a beast. Look at that run up from $2 all the way up to $16. See, these are the types of stocks you should be focusing on and zeroing in on. Look at all the opportunity that MOXC gave. RHE. I don't know if this thing will snap up or not. It's so way gone and overextended. If anything, it'll rip up to 15. But it's a long shot. DraftKings. This one could be a good bounce. I could see it bouncing up to 50. I'm going to put DKNG on the weekly watch. Playboy. Looks like volume's starting to diminish. Seeing a lot of stuff moves. Morning stuff. High stuff. Consolidation day. Good push up. So Playboy's turning into like a swing. Like a swing it for a few hours type stock. You can keep Playboy on your back burner. Maybe they put out another press release in the future. But as of now, volume's just slowly diminishing on it. People will be interested if it gets back up over $50. VIAC. Now, last week, we took VIAC off of our list because we were just getting tired of this thing. It was doing nothing. Look at it. Since March, the end of March, all the way to the end of May. So for 2 months straight, the stock did nothing. And then last week, it wants to perk up and start going. So VIAC, this very well could be starting to gear up and wanting to ramp up now. We can keep it on watch. I'll put it back on the list with DISCK and DISCA. Yeah, see, GameStop looks like it's trying to set up for something. I like the way that this daily's setting up. From here, we could see a nice 200, or from here, we could see it run up and test 200. And if GameStop breaks over 200, you're going to want to take it into $25 intervals. So, as it's at 175 here, every $25. So, $200, $225, $250, up here at $275. GameStop likes to move in $25 intervals up and down. I like GameStop. I'm actually going to put that on the weekly watch. GME along with AMC and COS. IHT, this stock has been so tricky. It looks like it's trying to set up for a squeeze, but every single time, like, look what they did last week. They trapped so many people. Who remembers IHT last week? Look at 3 minutes, 5 minutes before the market opens, they rip it up from 5 to 750. And then they fade it off as the day went on. Right there. And then the next day, they do the exact same thing. 5 minutes before the market opens, they rip it from 6 up to 7, and then they fade it off back down. They're playing so many games with this stock. They really are. I've been saying we have to let this stock prove to us that it wants to run. So until it breaks over 850 up here, I'm going to keep this bad boy on watch because you never know. This could be easily, as long as it's hanging around, shorts are getting more confident. They're getting aggressive. They're waiting for it to crack and fall down. It could easily be the next ANVS. Easily. IHT, the float on it is 3 million. So I'm still going to keep IHT on watch. I'm going to write this down. We talked about OTLY, PDSB. All right, now I can delete all these stocks. JMIA. A lot of good range opportunity on JMIA. You guys can see I was keeping eyes on this last week with all my lines. I'm going to keep it on the weekly watch list. A lot of people keep coming back to JMIA. On average, it's getting around 7.5, 8 million in volume a day. And it almost looks like it's gearing up. If it could ever break over $30, watch out. And then we had Funko on watch last week to keep pushing up to new highs. It did that. Pushed up to a high of 27. We said it would push up to maybe $30, but it stalled out up here at 27. Look at how it topped out. Like a cliff. Just a huge rounding top. All the way down it went. All right, what do you guys got? We covered Mossy, we covered Playboy, we covered OCGN. Yeah, I'm taking BTX off watch. Like I said, I'll put an alert on BTX at $18. If it ever triggers it, then cool, I'll bring it back up. But there was no reason for this stock to be up at $80 a share. So they're just naturally bringing it all the way back down to where it came from. Sure, it may have another good pop, but who knows when it will happen? Who knows? Could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, another 4 weeks from now. But all it will take is for them to put out another press release, shorts to cover, and it'll be a good one. The float on it's like 1 million, something stupid crazy. So we have like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 stocks so far on our weekly watch list. I think that's a pretty good back burner list going into next week. And that's all that this is. It's just a back burner list. So come Monday morning, we don't like any of the stocks that are gapping up pre-market. We have something to fall back on. RESN getting a good launch. 70 cents. It ran up all day. And look at this is the importance of using basic moving averages on your daily chart. It came all the way up to that 50-day moving average and just touched it. You guys have any more stocks you want me to cover and go over? Real quickly, we can bring up Finviz. Why you guys are so I see a lot of Robinhood traders excited for that Ford stock. It's like always like in the top 5 most popular stocks on Robinhood. So Ford, uh, Got a super massive float on it. The float on Ford is almost 4 billion shares. It does average volume of 67 million. Buying it up at this high would just be stupid. I'd wait for it to pull back down to $12.50, maybe even $12. It just ran Friday. The only reason Ford probably ran was because of Sleepy Joe driving around in that Ford electric truck. So Ford's more of like a swing trade. This is the type of stock you'd hold on to it for a few days or a few weeks. Because you can see here on a Friday, it took all day for it to run up $1. So the last time it was up near these levels was back 3 years ago. So we got a multi-year breakout. And this has been breaking out for a while. You could see it right there. It was in a downtrend for the longest. And it finally broke up over that downtrend right here. And that was back in November of 2020. So since November of 2020, about 7 months, this stock has been bullish. From 8 all the way up to 14, almost. Looks like shorts are getting squeezed a little bit right here. Sure, Ford could keep going. It's more of a swing trade stock. Might be something worth keeping an eye on if you're a swing trader. I'm not a swing trader, though. So Ford, I look for it to pull back down and look for an entry. I wouldn't chase after it up this high. That was a good one, though. Thanks for calling that one out. So let's see. Yeah, that's the thing with those super huge, massive float stocks. As day traders, we don't like seeing this type of stuff. Because you're going to need so much volume for this stock to get going. It doesn't really offer day trading opportunities. It's a swing trading type stock. I'm not a swing trader. It's just I feel a lot more comfortable holding cash every night. I don't like the risk of holding companies overnight because anything could happen. But this was a good swing trade. If you've been on it since November, you just got paid. And like I said, it's been like the top 5 most popular stock on Robinhood. So a good win for Robinhood traders for Ford. That's why you see a lot of day trading gurus. They like stocks that are low float because they're super volatile. you can make your money in a day, in even a few hours. With stocks like ANVS, 4 million float. I mean, it's abnormal for a stock to move like this, but I mean, come on, from $25 up to $98 in a day? That's insane. Half a day. 3 hours. I would keep an eye on Riot with Mara and Bitcoin. You're mainly going to want to focus on what Bitcoin does. If you're watching Mara and Riot, doesn't matter if Riot comes out with fantastic home run news. If Bitcoin's selling off hard, Bitcoin is mother in the cryptocurrency world. So whatever Bitcoin does, all of these stocks are going to follow it. These are all the children. Okay, so we got CNC. CNC, it's up way too much. It just exploded up $15 on the daily. Too high priced CNC. This is the type of stock you trade options. Good stock though. Looks like it's going to keep pushing and breaking up higher. CONN. Now this is what I'm talking about. Stocks under 50 bucks. These could be some good day trading opportunities. But the only thing I'd be concerned about, there's no volume. So I wouldn't want to be getting in on this with no volume. What's it doing every day? Every day it's getting like, looks like 200K, 150K in average volume. Got to be careful with low volume stocks because all it takes is for one person to ruin the party for everybody. And look at here. It opens up, quick snap, and then slams down. So what if you were trying to sell into that? And then you weren't able to sell because one, you don't have any volume to sell your shares to. And now you got to hold on to it longer because somebody ruined it and slammed the prices down here. You want to try to stick to volatile stocks. Stocks that have consistent volume flowing into it. CPSH. I don't see anything happening with CPSH. It's just a pump and dump. You don't want to see a stock like we've covered have a big move like that and then give back 100% of its gains. If anything, you want to see a stock have a move like that, pull back, maybe give back half, 50%, and then continue pushing up. You get what I'm saying? But CPSH, you may get a bounce on it. It could bounce from 6, I don't know, up to 650. I don't know. This is a crummy stock. I mean, just look at it. It's been decaying forever. People are going to pull this chart up. When you pull up stock charts and you look at the big picture, you want to ask yourself, is this going to attract people's attention? Will other people want to put their money into this? Some will be like, yeah, I mean, look at it. It just had a big, huge day right here. And right here. But you got to look as well. Yeah, but look at all this. And then all of this. Versus that. It's a lotto ticket. And you'll be tying your money up for long periods of time. If you want to tie your money up for long periods of time, invest in well-established companies or invest in real estate. Here as day traders and swing traders, we're here to flip our money as quickly as possible. Yeah, the cool thing with ANVS, and we talked about this in the Discord on Friday. ANVS had really, really good news in the press release. It passed its phase 2 trial. It had a key word in the press release, a few keywords. It had positive phase 2 data. It had Alzheimer's. It's another keyword. And shorts got the shit squeezed out of them. I know Dekmar tried shorting ANVS and lost 20,000. And I know from watching Traders for a Cause, that humble trader girl, she said she didn't trade ANVS, but she said she would have shorted it. And she said she's thankful that she didn't trade it because she would have got smoked. So people were thinking this was a short because of how much it was gapping up. From $26, it was gapping up to $38 and then got a run up to 42. You got to think too, a lot of shorts think just because stocks are up a lot that it shouldn't logically be up that much. That's the way they think. They're idiots. They are. And look what happens. This is the type of stuff that happens. This is why I get more of a enjoyment. I don't short stocks. It's way overcrowded. It is. It's way overcrowded. I get much more of an enjoyment trying to look for these short squeezes because these opportunities on squeezes I mean, come on. That's insane. That's see, I put a video out as well on Friday, and the title of the video said, "New traders, stay away from parabolic stocks," because what happens with the newer traders, they focus on only 1 minute time frames and they get tunnel vision. So a new trader is only looking at this 1 minute time frame and they're getting tunnel vision and they're getting freaked out by how volatile this stock is when it's moving like this, coming down, ripping up $5, $8 in one 1 minute candle, having a death candle from 66 down to 54. I mean, that's a $12 death candle. You're holding 1,000 shares of this or something. That's a $12,000 loss in a blink of an eye. You know, they're chasing after breakouts. They get caught on the wrong side. I say new traders, stay away from parabolic stocks like this because you're going to get freaked the fuck out. It's the honest truth. You're going to overlook the big picture. On the 10-minute, when that death candle happened, but on the 10-minute, this was just setting up. You know? So you can't lose thought of the bigger picture. You can't. And newer traders, like I said, they get zeroed in on the 1 minute and they get freaked out on the volatility. They don't adjust their size on how volatile the stock is. So if I'm used to trading 1,000 shares and then a volatile stock like this pops up and it's times 5, times 10 more volatile than the stocks that I'm used to trading, I have to take into account my size and I have to lower my size to protect my butt just in case I get caught on the wrong size or wrong side. And newer traders, they don't think in terms of that. They consistently only trade one size. Doesn't matter how volatile the stock is. They always trade the same size no matter how volatile the stock is. I mean, that's wicked. From $64 right there. You imagine that? 64 all the way down to $55. So you see this stock surge up. What you're thinking, oh, it's setting up a wedge. It's a cup and handle breakout. Here's the cup. Here's the handle. It's gonna go. And they jump in right there, anticipating the breakup higher. And they get met with the blink of an eye, a death candle down into a halt. Down $10 in a blink of an eye. They get freaked out. They sell it when it reopens, and then they watch it run all the way up like they thought it was going to right here. And then their emotions really start kicking in and taking over. They're like, oh, if I would have held on to it, it would have been a winner. And then they watch it run all the way up to $100. It's the truth. It's the truth. And it looks just like it too, don't it? That's a cup and handle right there. Don't get zeroed in on one specific time frame. You gotta take a step back sometimes and realize what you're doing. That's why I try to tell you guys and remind you guys a lot of times in the chat, always try to be observant of your thoughts. If you find yourself getting excited and the adrenaline's taking over, step away. You have to step away. Because all it takes is a click of a button and then you'll regret it. You know, anybody can be a trader because all it takes is a click of a button. All right, we got our weekly watch list posted in the Monday chat. For you guys that are joining us here on YouTube, thanks for joining us. If you want to be a part of the Wolfpack, hit that join button. Join the Trading Learning 101 team. We're out here every single day. Every Sunday, we're doing a video. We want to put together a weekly watch list, a back burner watch list for the upcoming week. And like I stated at the beginning of this video, guys, a lot of FOMO is going to come into the market this upcoming week. So it's important for us to act professional. We're not going to join everybody and get all excited right when that market opens and buy right when that bell rings. Let these plays set up for us. Joseph, how can you tell if a stock is going to be a choppy or strong? If you want to learn more, join the Wolfpack, join the team. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Like I always say, have that patience, have that discipline.